Yo, what is going on, people? It's your boy State, and we are back. And we're finally starting the playoffs. It's been a long season, but it's over now. The regular season over. We finally about to get to these games that actually mean something. We're starting off playing the Detroit Pistons. Who, I mean, they made, the biggest offseason move, I think, in the league by picking up Chris Paul. Jose Calderon is gone. All their point guards gone. They went out, spent all their money on Chris Paul, and they finished really bad last year, but he brought them to a winning record this year, man. That's all you can ask for, right? Well, not winning record. I think they were 40-42, so not winning record, but good enough to get to the playoffs. And since I'm going to be going head-to-head with Tayshaun Prince has no signature skills. He has no offensive signature skills. I think the only one that he has by himself is like chase down artist, but he doesn't even have that anymore. So there's really no reason for me to keep lockdown defender on if I'm going to be defending Tayshaun Prince for most of the series. So I took it off, and I decided since I got my 3 all the way up, I might as well go ahead and put on spot up shooter to help me make threes more consistently. I'm figuring the 99-3 will make more of my threes go in. But if I have spot up shooter, that's even more cheesy, and why not be more cheesy? You know what I mean? The more cheesy, the more better, right? That's how it is. And I figured that we played them a couple of times this season, and I think like it was a couple of close games. Chris Paul dominated 1 or 2 of the games, but we won all of them, so I'm really not worried about this matchup. Definitely eager to go ahead and get in there and get things started. And this game started off really rocky for me, man. I could not hit anything. Wide open shots, nothing. Tayshaun Prince was all over me. His on-ball defense is like a 72 or something. It's really not as high as you would think for Tayshaun Prince. But, he was all over me. I couldn't do anything. I could not get that dude off of me. And you see, I was definitely struggling when I was trying to get the up and under cheese to go, and even that wouldn't work. So that's how you know I'm struggling, man. If I can't even get up and under cheese to go and work, it won't go in. But after I finally got loose, got to the rim, was able to get some free throws, and I was able to kind of work my way into the game, work my way into the offense. Let me get that real quick. Going coast to coast. Excuse me. No! Excuse me. And, I mean, that big lead that they were able to build up on, I mean, they shot crazy in the first half. I don't know what they shot, but they didn't really miss. They didn't miss a whole lot. I'll tell you that much. And once I was able to get going, let me get that real quick. And we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go around the world. Go around the world in 1.5 seconds. And once I was able to get going, my team definitely seemed like they followed. I cut into the lead. We had a lot of momentum going into that timeout. I ended up getting taken out the game. He puts me back in, and somehow we're up by 4. I don't know how it happens, but they actually took the lead back while I was getting the rest on the bench. And Chris Paul, now get that out of here, dog. Jay Rich with the SWAT. And that was definitely the start of good things, because we go ham, beast, bologna, sausage, whatever links on the Pistons. Get that out of here, dog. In the second half, that whole first half that they had pretty much went to waste, and we took over, man. We built up a really good lead. That momentum that we had, get that out of here, man. What you doing? All that momentum we built up, man. We just carried it clean through to the 3rd and 4th quarter, and they just couldn't pick it back up, man. They started struggling. They couldn't really do anything. And we walk away with this one pretty easy. So pretty much, we just, at that point, you just want to keep the lead. They're hitting post shots. That don't happen too often. They told me to go ahead and go one-on-one. I'm like, okay, hold on. Hit him with, up and under cheese, and it's going. So you know we're gonna go ahead and wrap this game up. So we're already up 1-0, and that's a good look. And, I went and looked at the stats after the game. You see Chris Paul, he ain't too happy. Chris Paul ain't too happy over there on the bench. 26, 12, 9, 4 steals, 4 blocks. Heck of a game. My teammates showed up. That's all I can ask for. Greg Monroe had a great game. But, I mean, for the most part, man, it was the third quarter. We went out there and we handled them boys in that third quarter. They had no answer for it.
You guys go up 1-0 with the win tonight, getting things off on the right foot in this series. How do you capitalize on that moving forward to Game 2?
I want each and every one of the guys on this team to take that feeling we got when the final buzzer sounded and remember it. We got to keep striving for that, and only that, every game for the rest of this series. Tasting victory once is good, but we got to stay hungry. I ain't satisfied with just the first W, and I don't think any of the rest of my teammates are either.
And it is definitely the kind of answer that I want to give. I'm not satisfied with one win. If we're not going up there getting win after win after win, I don't want to be on this team. Don't be satisfied. Keep working, keep grinding, keep hustling. And we got to go ahead and take Game 2, man. We're at home with a #1 seed. We got to use home court advantage while we have it. And this game was definitely kind of a lot of the same as far as the Pistons go. They came out with the same energy they came out with in the first half. Go ahead and miss that wide open 3. And they played really hard in the first half, man. But we were able to, get things going a little bit ourselves. We didn't fall behind as much. This was actually a really close game. Back and forth the entire first half. I think the highest lead either of us had was like 5 or 6. And once it got up that high, I get the ankle break going on. No. Excuse me, Mr. Monroe. I mean, and when one team really started getting going, the other team would, hit a shot to stop the run. And it was really back and forth. And hold on. What a dunk. My goodness, what a dunk. This dude is a monster. Go ahead, throw that up again. Throw it out, and I got greedy that time. And it's just, like I said, once we got hot, once we started going, and then, something would happen. That was just a bad call by me. And, it really wasn't a whole lot of separation in this game. See, we were up comfortably. They come back out of nowhere. Get a nice little run. They try to double team me. That's not going to work. Don't double team me, man. Tayshaun Prince can't D me up by himself. I felt like I started to figure things out a little bit this game. J.R. Smith, cash money. And it was a really competitive game, back and forth. Don't know what happened. I just lost sight of Tayshaun Prince. Then I go ahead and no! Try to dunk on that dude. It don't work. I end up missing, hurting my ankle, trying to get back into the play, trying to get back in it, forced the miss. And you know what time it is. Give me that. We're gonna try again. Alley-oop to Thaddeus Young. And pretty much at this point, man, we're looking really good. The offense is flowing. The defense is picked up. And we just got to keep moving, to keep the momentum on our side. As long as we don't, let them get some of the... No! As long as we don't let them get a whole bunch of easy shots. Easy looks at the rim, easy wide open threes, wide open mid-range shots. Keep them working. Then pretty much I'm figuring that we got this game in the bag. We're moving the ball really well, just getting great looks. And pretty much then then we just start having to answer shot for shot. Because if you don't, things like this will happen. They go on runs, and they did end up getting back into the game. I think we were up by 12 or 14 going into the fourth quarter. They came back. Tayshaun Prince spinning all over the goddamn place. I'm dizzy. He's dizzy. Everybody's dizzy, but he somehow manages to put the ball in the basket. But you get easy cheese baskets like that, it's hard for the computer to stay in the game. It's hard for them to come back and win. Brandon Bass he was tearing Thad up for the first 2 games, man. He did his thing. Him and Greg Monroe. But then Tayshaun Prince falls asleep. Cash money. You can't do that. And you see, we got a nice little lead. And, we're pretty much just answering them bucket for bucket here. As long as we keep it, they just keep leaving us open for 3. And I feel like as long as we can keep it a 2-possession lead heading into the last 2 minutes, We're in great position. Get that out of here, dog. What you think this is? And that's basically the way I like to approach these games. If it's try to get a 2-possession lead heading into the last few minutes, because then that way, if the computer goes out here and hits a stupid 3 that does, there's no way they should have hit it, then it doesn't really matter. You're still in the lead. You still have a chance to go ahead, make sure you keep pushing the thing back at the double, to 2 scores. And then it came down to hitting free throws. I hit all my free throws, and the game was over. They hit a pointless 3 at the end, and it turns out that was the only 3 in the game that they hit, which to me was the biggest difference in the game. We were able to hit 3s and they weren't. So look at another good game for myself. 42-6-6. JR played big. Anderson Varejao came off the bench, played big. And we got pretty good production from pretty much everybody who stepped out on the court. And all that effort helped us go up 2-0 in this series, with a chance to go to Detroit and close this series out.
You guys took care of business at home, winning the first 2 games and putting the pressure on the other guys to hold serve on their home court. What's the plan for this team to try to steal one on the road?
We need to come out strong and set the tone early. If we get them playing our style of basketball like we did these first 2 games, it'll be tough for them to recover. Easier said than done, but that's going to be our goal going in for sure.